Kiera Lee, and today I'll be discussing Module 13, Recovery Operations from a Disaster. And what stood out the most from the 10 years later, New Orleans still recovering from Katrina CBS News video was the deep inequality and disaster recovery between different neighborhoods, especially Lakeview versus the lower Ninth Ward. In both communities, they both suffer major destruction. Their ability to rebuild depended heavily on pre-Katrina home values and insurance payouts, which were tied to long-standing radical and economic disparities. The idea that a 3-bedroom house in a Black lower-income neighborhood had only a fraction of the volume of an identical house in a white neighborhood. This valuation is directly determined by how much financial assistance families receive, which was extremely striking. It shows how the disaster recoveries, it's not about the storm itself, but about the social conditions that existed before it. Seeing people such as Betty Bell, who walked through her old home with nothing but a concrete slab left, as she was unable to rebuild even 10 years later after the disaster, highlights just how long-lasting the consequences are when recovery systems are unequal. And then also considering that similar issues like this can happen in our own communities. Every community that has income disparities, aging infrastructure, or racially divided neighborhoods is at risk of experiencing the same patterns, such as lower income residents, lacking inadequate insurance, property values may be already low, reducing payout amounts, resources from rebuilding, such as contractors' savings, insurance coverage, may be unevenly distributed. And lastly, government recovery programs may unintentionally reinforce inequality if they use property value as a metric. Overall, the video highlights that the disaster recovery is not just about responding to storms. It is about addressing the systemic inequalities that determine who gets to bounce back quickly and who was left behind for years. The disparities in New Orleans reflect similar patterns that could easily happen anywhere. Thank you and have a good day.